Welcome to the Planet Paintball Podcast, the ultimate podcast for paintball enthusiasts. Each week, we dive into the world of paintball, bringing you stories, insights, and tips from players, coaches, and industry insiders. Sponsored by 1023 Sportswear. Looking for high-quality gear that performs as hard as you do? Check out 1023 Sportswear. And as a listener of the Planet Paintball Podcast, you can get 20% off your order with the code Planet Paintball. Suit up, save big, and play your best.
All right, welcome back to the Planet Paintball Podcast, brought to you by 1023 Sportswear, your Southeast company for all your soft good apparel. And, oh my gosh, editing already. Great. Southwest Paintball in Bayfield, Colorado. Go out and say hi to John if you're in the Colorado region. Anyways, I got the Razorbacks back on the show. New guys, though. So welcome back in one sense of the way. Originally, I think we were talking, you guys were like episode 2.
Yeah.
So,
deep in the archives.
Yeah. So go back if you want to see Andy's episode on that. But we got Reece, Logan, and I got Jacob with us. Sorry, man.
You're all good.
I am screwing up tonight. But how's the season going so far?
I'll open up, I guess. We're doing pretty good. I think we're right on the cusp as a top 10 team in D3 MXL. We decided to repeat the season of D3. Our ranks allowed it. We didn't quite feel like we mastered it. And obviously we're still kind of, tackling it, if you will.
Yeah, so you guys came off the World Cup win, right? Was that D3 X-Ball or 5-man? Can't remember.
It was X-Ball.
It was X-Ball. Okay. How was the any big personnel changes from the start of the season to now?
A little bit of impromptu changes. I actually, after Tampa, had to step up for coach role, kind of AC to the Midwest Open, which isn't really out of the realm for me. That's how I started, with the team when we started about 6 years ago. I was mostly doing the coaching role, but we just kind of felt like going into those events, it was going to be a lot more beneficial for us to have someone in that position for some structure.
Okay.
But I will be going back to playing for Dallas, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
So are you guys bringing in another coach, or you just got a player coach?
So one of our teammates is going to kind of step down from playing and go to that coaching role. And AJ Barrett is going to be our coach for Texas. And Cup, we haven't really figured that out yet. But for Texas, AJ Barrett's going to be our coach.
Okay, nice. We are, officially 30 days away from Cup? Or not Cup,
I know,
Texas.
it's crazy.
Texas, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it being so close, but I think that sounds about right.
It's definitely coming up quick, that's for sure.
Yeah, the break is over, boys. It's time to get back to the grindstone, isn't it?
It felt like a long break, but I mean, it's right around the corner again. It's crazy.
Yeah. So what's the goal for Texas, if you will?
Well, I think we all had a bad taste put in our mouth. I mean, I'm sure both Logan and Reece would agree after the Midwest Open. It was our first time not making Sunday since Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, we've been working on a lot of things, mainly closing games. These 4-on-3, 5-on-3, kind of like mid-game to end-game situations. And we're still, again, just trying to chip away at getting that under our belt. And I think going into Dallas, our goal is just to feel in control of our prelim matches. I don't think we really felt super in control in the Midwest Open. I mean, when you're on the fence of making Sunday, clearly things aren't really going that well.
It's definitely one of those feelings too, where like we feel like we come out on our back foot a lot of times the start of the tournament, and then we have to work our way back in.
Yeah.
Let teams that shouldn't have a spot with us have a spot with us, and then we have to claw our way back and down. But we've been real resilient this year. I will say that we've definitely gone a lot of points where we should have done a lot better, but we fought our way back and made sure we've made Sunday. But it's just one of those things, a grueling event when you definitely start yourself down. So that's one thing we've been working on, a lot of the closeout drills, not giving up points when we shouldn't and stuff like that. So that's definitely a big focus for the backs right now.
Okay. I'm just realizing there's 3 of you, and we had 3 events since we last talked. Why don't we go, each of you take an event and just kind of go through how it went for you starting at Tampa. Whoever wants
Reece, you want to tackle that one?
Jam, you do Tampa since you played it, and then we'll do me like we'll do.
Yeah, that works. All right, so yeah, Tampa, obviously coming in off the World Cup win, very excited, very confident, but obviously not unrealistic. There are a lot of really great teams in D3. We opened up really good with a 4-0 win against Invasive, followed up by 6-2 with leftovers. We did lose to Filthy, which is a great program. I mean, obviously they're performing really well right now in the D3 division, and they kind of gave us the reality check I think we needed. They showed us a little bit of how to play the field in Tampa. They beat us 1-5. I think we opened up and kind of punched them in the mouth initially, but they very quickly answered back. And then we ended up beating Shock, which was a little bit closer for us. Again, a nice match going into the Sunday round because we did end up pulling it out with a 5-3 win. But, showed us a little bit more of kind of, this style of play that we were struggling against. Then we get to Sunday, and we had a nail biter back and forth against BC Riot. Again, a good team. I mean, anyone wins on Sunday is going to be a great match. And we unfortunately came out on the bottom. We lost 3-4. I mean, it came down to seconds. Some not ideal calls, but never are going to blame the refs for the match. They may have lost us a game or so, but we were definitely too close to be wanting those calls, to be happening. So that put us out for Tampa. I think placed out 13th out of 35 for that event.
Mhm.
So right again on that cusp of being, in the top 10. So
All right, who wants to take Atlantic City?
Okay, do you want it?
Might have been Reece you pick.
I'll go
Go
Atlantic
Reece.
City.
Yeah.
Atlantic City. Before going to Atlantic City, we'd worked on our breakout drills a lot, or not breakout drills, excuse me, our down body situations. Because a lot of our points in Tampa, I feel like we'd be up 2 or 3 bodies, or maybe 1 body, and we had to come back, fight our way back. So going into New Jersey, we really worked on being able to win 3-on-4s, or even closing 4-on-3 points. And I think we did a little better in New Jersey. Overall, better than Tampa. I think we did a little better, but we still came up short. I got to pull up a score sheet. Jacob, do you have a score sheet for New Jersey?
Yeah. So I'll just run through them real quick. Our first match against Jesters, we lost 2-3. And that's actually what kind of kick-started the realization that we needed a coach. So it was actually after that match that I started coaching.
Okay.
Technically, I coached for most of AC and the Midwest Open. But then we tightened up with the structure. We won 4-0 against Wolfpack, 5-2 against TPP, and we tied 1-1 against NR. And I think they had come out off of a second place win. So that tie, although we hate them, was against a really tough team.
And
Again, go ahead.
Yeah, and I think New Jersey, record-wise, we did a little bit worse than Tampa, obviously. But I feel like as a team, we played much better team paintball in New Jersey than we did in Tampa. Although the
Yes,
score
yeah.
doesn't really show it, but we definitely improved on our teamwork and our closing points and be able to win on those 3-on-4s and 4-on-3 situations.
Yeah, for sure. And from like a coaching standpoint, I definitely saw that.
And then we played, who did we play in the
BR Factory on Sunday.
BR
Yeah.
Factory.
So
Mhm.
another nail biter, another close one, couple wild calls, lost 2-3 on that one. So again, a little bit feeling sour, but we did crack the top 10, placing 9th out of 27 for that event.
Okay. And then Logan, I
Midwest.
guess you're up.
Yeah.
I guess I get one. Midwest was a pretty interesting event for us. I felt like we had a lot of ups and downs in this event. We started off the first game against Evil, and we lost that one 1-2. And that was a match where we came out swinging, and it felt really good at first. But then Evil definitely gave us a gut check right there, put 2 unanswered points against them, and then we just could not get it back in there. The second match we played against the Cartel Kids, and that one we kind of just coasted through. It was a 4-0 match. It was still, every point was good, but we were landing our shots off break, and we weren't going down bodies, and we were closing points out together and not dropping bodies and communicating. And the same thing kind of carried into the Malicious match. That was a really fun match. It was back and forth for a minute. We ended up taking that one 3-2.
It came down the last 20 seconds to that last
Yeah,
that point.
It was a really
It was pretty
good way to close out a match and win one for us. Kind of gave us high hopes, and that was going into our last match, which is against some of our buddies on the enemy of the state line. And that was a nail biter match too. It's just we went down 1-1, and then we went down 1-2, and then a long grueling point, and they ended up edging it out against us, and we ended up just not being able to close out or tie up. And that is what ended up sending us home on Sunday, or before Sunday.
Okay. And is that game a real factor in working on those closeout drills and stuff?
Yeah, we had some moments there where we definitely could have taken advantage of situations, I feel like, as a team, but it's just one of those things in paintball, you learn the lessons the hard way, and they tend to sting a lot more in this sport.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's digress from the team a little bit and get to know you guys individually. We'll go clockwise, I guess, from me. So, Reece, you'll be first up. How'd you find paintball, man?
All right, mine's kind of a little weird too and kind of crazy. So I think back in 2017 or 2016, I'm not really good with time frames. Our church did like a youth trip for like a week, like a camping or whatever. And they had a couple events you could do, like sign up for. And one of them was paintball. I never touched paintball, never really heard of playing paintball ever. And it was, I think it was like a small pipes field. And I got to play, and it was the most fun I've ever had doing like any kind of like outside event, especially in our church. I'm like, oh, this is pretty fun. So when I got home from the trip I had, I told my parents about paintball, and then my dad tells me, "Oh yeah, I used to play paintball." I'm like, "What? What do you mean you used to play paintball?" He said, "I used to play 10 man, some like older. He never really played the speedball stuff, but he played like all the 10 mans, all the big like fold a gap and stuff like that, all the old stuff and all the big games." He's like, "Were you ever gonna tell me? Were you ever gonna tell me you're gonna play paintball?" He's like, "No, I didn't want to get back into the sport. It's expensive." So then, which is it's super expensive. Um, then one weekend, he took me out there and we played open group. And ever since then, I've been hooked. We played like we started playing big events like the Fold Gap, some other big scenario games. It was a lot of fun. And then I got introduced to like speedball, 3 man, the CFOA.
Okay.
Started playing 3 man, and I'm like, wow, this is much. Speedball is 10 times better than scenario and stuff like this. It's fast paced, it's crazy, and then so on. I got hooked to play 3 man for a year or two, and then I got hooked on X ball, and then ever since I've been addicted.
Okay. So, and how did you find the Razorbacks?
I had a team called uh, Second Generation. It was a bunch of kids, bunch of dads and kids like form a team together for 3 man, and we played out there for about a year or two. And I started, I started to develop. I wasn't a very good paintball player as a kid. Like, everyone's got to, experience,
Mhm.
learn. And all the Razorbacks guys actually just kind of saw me kind of grow up and like, oh, this guy's getting really good. Let's pick him up. Although the Razorbacks, like, I was 2020, I think the Razorbacks started, or was it 2019, Jacob?
It is, I think 2019 is probably when it was like being formulated. But I think 2020 might have been our first season
So
playing. Or no, 19.
some of the original like Razorback guys, which would be me, they played on the Gridlock, Greensboro Gridlock, I think was the team name. And after kind of Gridlock kind of fizzled out, they made their own team, Raleigh Razorbacks, and then that's where they picked me up.
Okay. Jacob, what about you, man? How'd you find paintball?
Well, yeah. Well, mine dates back quite a while. So this is actually my 20th season of playing competitive paintball. Although my time period of just playing for fun was pretty short compared to everything. All within the first year of playing, I found the local tournament scene. But initially, just my brother also plays James Butts. So we stumbled upon paintball at the same time. Some of his friends played just in their neighborhood woods. And I tell people often, this is back in 2005. Paintball was almost like trying to skateboard or get into inline skating. Everyone was just into the extreme stuff, it seemed like. And it's way more common to have a paintball gun, even if it was just from like a sporting goods store. And that's pretty much what we all used. Similar to Reece, my dad actually had played just more casually in the 90s with his friends. And as soon as he caught wind that we were even interested in paintball, the three of us were just full send for those first, months. Found Paintball Central, which is the local field I still play at every day or every weekend. I'm sorry. And once there, kind of met other kids my age. Same with my brother. Similar to Reece, jumped into the 3-man scene. Met another group of kids on a 3-man team. Jumped into 5-man. Played X-Ball, played a couple 7-man things, locally and here and there. And it was 2008 that I stumbled across, the opportunity to play the NXL for the first time. And similar to Reece, it just never really stopped after that. I just, was riding that wave, and here I am feeling like an old man still trying to do the damn thing. So
Nice. I didn't realize you played for the Lost Boys.
yes, yeah. I played for Lost Boys, which became Mayhem. That's probably where I learned the most. I attribute a lot of my paintball to that team in that era. It was coached by Rob Staudinger, Tyler Humphrey. When it transitioned into Mayhem, they became a part of the team along with players like Stephen Porterfield, Justin Wall, Kyle Flores, Heyman Chapman. And for people locally, I'm sure every name is hitting, but there's people, in paintball history that would just be like mind blown, I would say at least. So I'm very grateful to have had that opportunity, and I learned a lot. I'm still learning a lot, but that was a very good jumping point for the rest of my paintball career, because I was only like 6 years in. Yeah, so it's been a long time even since then.
Yeah, you kind of had a quick climb up that mountain, if you will.
Ooh, yeah.
A steep learning curve there for sure. Logan, man, how'd you find paintball?
When I was like 14, 15, I always loved paintball. I always watched it on ESPN back when it used to be on the TV. I'm 35, so I'm a little older than some. But I remember when PBC was in my hometown here in Winston-Salem. They had a shop right over here by Haynes Mall Boulevard. I used to get my mom to take me in all there at the time. I remember I begged to get like a Spider extra offline one time, and I had that forever. Thought it was the coolest thing. But I used to go in there and shoot all like the Dynasty guns and everything. Could never play. Just never. My parents never would see the value in me playing that sport, so I never had a chance. But by the time I was 30, I was working in I used to do like plumbing sales for a living, so I was in that. And then when I turned 30 years old, I wanted to get back into something. So I don't know what it was. One night a YouTube video popped up. It was NXL paintball, and I think 2 weekends later I had a full setup gear, was out of the paintball field, and within my second weekend I was playing tournament paintball in a 3-man. So I kind of jumped head first back into it. I think I played one weekend, and then the next weekend I was playing a 3-man tournament, and then it's just moved onward. I think I played one season of 3-man, like 3 or 4 tournaments, and then I moved on to 5-man from there.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been into it ever since, and then met up with the Razorbacks.
So how did you find them? Just them being out at the local field, or?
Well, essentially, yeah. Like at PBC, there's a few teams out there, definitely like underground Razorbacks, and at the time there was a couple others. But I remember going out there for my first time and like seeing the Razorbacks, and I was like, that looks like a solid like group to be a part of. And I was like, I want to be a part of that group one day. And it was about 2.5, 3 years later, I got the opportunity to finally come along with a couple of them. So it was really cool. It was like kind of like, you see a goal and you accomplished it in a way. But along that way, I made a bunch of really good friends. So wouldn't trade anything.
So yeah, I will get absolutely murdered in my DMs if I don't ask you what's up with the blue jeans.
We knew this was coming.
Blue jeans?
He wears them on the field, off the field.
I don't know. I've kind of like lived my whole life in blue jeans, but essentially the blue jeans all came from a few years, like I think it was about a year and a half ago now when I started. It was after we won Cup, but I think I reffed a 10-man in it, and it was one of those things where like people were like, that cannot be comfortable, and I was like, well, I'll just come out and play paintball tomorrow in blue jeans and see how comfortable it is. And then it's been one of those things like people talked enough shit to where I just was like, well, I'll just keep doing it. And now it's just turned into a thing to where I actually enjoy it, though. It's not like it's a restriction or anything. Everyone's like, that can't be comfortable. But honestly, if anyone watches me play paintball, they know the blue jeans ain't stopping nothing from moving.
Nope.
I'm coming in full throttle no matter what. So it's one of the things I enjoy it a lot. I used to skate when I was young, so I always skateboarded in jeans my whole life. So it's just kind of one of those things. I kind of fell in love with it after I got trolled enough by my own team. They were main encouragement for me to keep it going.
We discouraged it a lot. We tried our hardest to be like, you can't wear blue jeans.
Yeah,
and then we just gave up.
A unanimous vote against
we gave up,
and he just said no.
I was
saying no.
The funniest part is walking on the field at the NXL and seeing the refs look at me and they're just like, jeans? I'm like,
is that allowed?
Yeah, they're funny, man. It's super. It's real fun, man. But I love it, honestly. I have an arsenal of jeans, like it's insane. I probably have 15 pairs of paintball jeans right now, just waiting in the wing. So there's no stopping it.
So what has to qualify a pair to become paintball jeans? Just out of curiosity.
Mainly shaded denim.
It has to be the right shade, the right lightness of denim. I've seen some people come out there and play in like Wranglers and stuff like that, and they'll play at one point and they'll feel like they're wearing 500 pounds. But honestly, I get all my jeans at like Goodwill, man. I just go in there and try and find something that feels comfortable, it's light, and then That way I'm not out here. I'm not worried about the jeans. I rip a pair too much, I'll just go in the bag. I usually have 2 or 3 pairs in my paintball bag at all times.
Nice.
If one of them rips open and someone, like one of the refs gives me enough problem, I'll just go over there, switcheroo it. Not a problem at all. But no, yeah, it definitely came from people trolling me about wearing jeans. So I just kind of like made it an emphasis to keep doing it.
Just
And
keep
now
rolling
it's-
with it.
Yeah, now it's rolled into all kind of stuff. Like I have jokes with like Kinetic and stuff about doing a jean pair and stuff like that. So we have a lot of fun with it.
They
Who
should
knows?
capitalize on you. Kinetic needs to
might.
come out with a gene.
That'd be so great.
No, yeah, dude, it's definitely one of those things. Like Enemy of the State has definitely looked out for me on a bunch of stuff. So it's been really cool to see some stuff come out. I love all their stuff, so they always help me out with anything. You know, they have a band that I wear every time that's like a blue jean themed one, so I was able to land that on one of their drops. It was pretty sick. And then I have a couple other things coming later on, so I'll have some pictures coming out of that stuff too.
Nice. Definitely branded yourself well.
A little bit, I do.
And by proxy, the team, you know, like,
Oh no, yeah,
so.
I wouldn't be here without those boys, so that's for sure.
Yeah, the Razorbacks definitely ride his coattail. We've watched it unfold in front of our own eyes. The Blue Jean Bandit
We tried.
fame.
We tried to stop it before it went crazy, but it was too late.
The refs are the best part, I swear, man. The NXL refs, they're too funny about it.
I had an NXL ref, I think in New Jersey. He came up to me. He goes, "Is that guy wearing blue jeans?" I said, "Yep." Don't encourage it. Don't say anything to him.
That's awesome. So,
Too good.
not to give you too much of the shine here, Logan, but you do also help run a lot of the tournaments out of PBC. So
Yes, sir.
I want to say thank you for putting into the local community. How did they trick you into doing that?
I picked up when I started playing like divisional paintball more. I like wanted to get into the reffing scene just to get more like spins in paintball, just to catch up. And then I can't remember what it was. I think I was talking to Andrew Gibson, and I was just like, you know, it's like, who really runs the scene? And he's like, well, we don't really have anyone. I was like, well, I'll do it. I was like, I love paintball. Honestly, I genuinely do. Like the CFOA is like kind of like a little baby to me. It's like I love it. It's like my little thing. It's not as serious as some tournament series. Like we're not out here throwing away huge prizes. We're not out here doing away huge thing. What we're trying to do is bring, you know, fun back to paintball and give you guys events that are really fun. That you know you don't have to come out here and worry about spending a ton of cash or doing this and that. You can just come out here, have fun, enjoy paintball, and try and, you know, get better in the process. And that's what a lot of this is building.
Well, and they're doing a
Especially-
great job this year. Reece, what
And
do
I
you
mean-
have to say?
I'll say the D6 CFOA 3-man definitely brings a lot of like, it brings people into like speedball. Like it gets people started. There's so many new teams every year in D6 for 3-man, especially. It just brings so much new people for the sport, which is awesome.
And we've watched a lot of the more recent teams that have started competing in X Ball, and actually some of them have found themselves, you know, dipping their toes in the NXL series that originated from 3-man teams. And similar to, I'm sure, most of us in our, you know, come up, they kind of met other people playing in 3-mans.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've formulated these teams and these programs. And, you know, locally, some of them are having great success, even currently, like in our local AXL series and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, a bunch of the wrecked out or blackout kids that are now FTK came up
Yeah,
through that
yeah.
series.
Exactly. Yep.
And they're just a bunch of little killers for sure.
Yellow menaces running around.
Yeah,
up.
they definitely make me feel old.
Yeah, they play at Greensboro a decent bit, so we get to get our spins in against them. And yeah, I mean, like you said, man, I mean, they're young and fast and, you know, hungry to play paintball. And when they're playing paintball, they're eager to get in your face and shoot you. So they're tough. Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, you guys are actually the only Greensboro team I think I've gotten to get on here. What's really going on at that? Well, the MC Hammer guys, I gotta give my boy B Pat a shout out. But what's really going on up there that everyone wants to keep secret?
Gosh, man. No, I think it's that some of the other teams are just, you know, all about business, you know, and so when it comes to the time they dedicate to paintball, I think it's very strictly just on the field, you know, and then, you know, outside of that, you know, just real life for a lot of people, I think just gets in the way. But, you know, the Razorbacks, we're a bunch of degenerates, you know, so we're more than happy to to free up some time and do podcasts. But no, we enjoy it, man. We get to play against Underground. We get to play against some local teams, Threat, Howlers, Hammer, while they were still competing heavily in the NXL series, and we're always happy when other teams come out and play against us. But we do have a pretty small group that's consistently there, and pretty much the only teams there. It's us and Underground and Threat most weekends. But again, anytime anyone wants to come out, we're always more than happy, especially when it comes to layout stuff. We've had some pretty good scrimmages with some outside teams, and we enjoy sharing our one field that we have.
Well, rumor mill is you guys are getting a big upgrade.
So we're waiting for that.
One day.
Yeah, one day.
It's definitely coming.
I do got to shout out Goose from the Howlers. I almost forgot about him.
Oh yeah, Goose.
Sorry, buddy.
Love Goosey.
And then a bunch of you guys play the 10-man. Are you guys all on Goon Squad this year?
Just me.
Just
me.
you?
Just Jacob.
Yeah.
I'm not officially on there, but I'm trying. We'll see.
I've tried to push for Reece to be on, but I don't decide those things. I'm just the hired gun, if you will, who doesn't get paid. But no, yeah.
Beer counts as payment.
Goon Squad. Yeah. Oh, I'm making bank if that's the case. Then, so yeah, I'm fueled by it. If I'm being honest, at those 10-mans, it's a great time. We cut loose a little bit, and the Goon Squad is no exception. Most teams are having a fun time while playing, and we look forward to it every year. We're semi-competitive. We're a top 8 team, looking to crack that top 4, but it's tough. There's a lot of really good teams that go to that 10-man at PBC.
Glad you guys are
at least for that one. Yeah. That's the only one I play. I don't do any of the national stuff. I would like to one day, but for now, just the Greensboro 10-man.
Perfect. Once a year, it's a lot of competition.
It's cold.
I played it last year for the first time ever. I've never played 10-man before. Man, that's a fun tournament. Playing 10-man, never playing it before, playing it the first time, it shit's wild. People get mad, overshooting. It's awesome.
They definitely get mad. That's for sure. All of y'all get.
Logan,
he sees it,
and it's
rough. He's on the other side.
No, it's all good, man. I get to throw majors on professional players and ruin their day, and then get
it is really nice.
Smack talk to me from outside the net. It's all good. No, it's one of those things, and I signed up for it. So I mean, I don't want no one feel bad for me because I willingly go into this every year. It's gonna be a fun day. It's
repped a couple times.
No, it's a good tournament.
They're really fun to ref.
No, yeah,
really fun to ref.
I mean, it's one of those things. You get situations like we've all been in paintball forever. You know how it is when the adrenaline's high. Even if you're just playing for fun. I mean, sometimes I get red hot, and Jacob's had to calm me down plenty of times because it's just one of those things. Sometimes blood boils. Like last year, we had 2 people come onto the field without masks on, ready to throw hands, and I mean, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I turn around, I'm throwing a major penalty, and next thing I know, I see people coming off the sideline. So it's one of those things. We try and handle as best we can, but it's definitely the most fun.
You got people bringing secondary paintball guns, smoke grenades on the field. I'm like,
Hey, it hasn't happened in a couple years.
Yeah, wait. We made the rule after it happened, too.
Yes. Yeah. That
was
didn't
hilarious.
realize that those rules needed to actually be a thing. And
Applied.
then, people were pushing the envelope a little bit.
It's what it's about. It's a great way to end the year. I'll say that.
Yes.
Well.
Yeah. Nice closeout.
So we got a sponsored question from Andy's Taco Shop. He wants to know what gun did you get rid of that you want back?
Easy for me.
Logan.
Easy for
I
me.
had Logan's gun.
Yeah, my gun.
Logan's gun he wants back.
My first tie-in gun I bought was a Project CS3. Like when I first came back, I have a Violent CS2 too, like a Manchester firm gun.
Mm-hmm.
But I sold it to pay off paintball debt, and then I was able to orchestrate a deal for Reece to buy my gun back. So
no, I have the gun. It's
no,
awesome.
he hasn't. He won't let it. So, there's one. That's my thing.
I love that gun.
Reece has had a number of guns. Reece, is there one that sticks out to you?
No, honestly, back in December, I went on a shopping spree. I don't know why. I bought an R5. I bought a DSR. I bought a 180. I don't know why I did this. It was just kind of like a spree of buying stuff, and I got rid of all of them. All 3 guns that I bought, I got rid of within 2 months.
I might have encouraged him to buy most of them.
I don't know if a gun that I miss my LV a little bit, but I don't really know of a gun that I missed that I've sold, I got rid of.
I think for me, I had a black 3.5 that I really liked. Probably one of the better shooting guns I've ever owned. But the more recent and the more heartbreaking, and it's local. It's not like I couldn't get it back because I have insurance for myself. Whenever I sell a gun locally, I make them offer it to me first whenever they
Okay.
want to sell it. So it's a stipulation I set up for guns I really like. But
Right
my
of
GI
what
Stealth,
do they call that? Right of first refusal or something?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So at least a part of me is thinking ahead somewhat. But my GI Stealth, man, that gun, which is essentially like a 3.5
Mhm.
body wise and a predecessor to the CS series internally. I just love it. I had a tan and black, beautiful looking gun in my opinion, like color scheme and shot great. They only made it for that year. I'm not like a GI fanboy by any means, but having like a, limited-esque gun was
Yeah.
pretty cool without it being truly a limited gun. I would like to get that one back. That's probably the one that will be the gun that I get back here soon.
Nice. What would you guys call the Razorbacks like playing style?
Ooh, I like this question because we've talked about this more recently about how we kind of have this identity, and that's one thing that we think a lot of teams at our level lack sometimes. I think we're really good at playing together. I know it sounds super generic, but that's like something that teams say and flex and don't actually do. And it's one of the things, that has many parts to it, and we're like really just headstrong at tackling. We always have been. So I think we play really tight paintball together. I think we play really good defensive, but equally when we need to put the wheels on, we have a decent amount of success doing that as well. So I think our connectivity is probably our biggest trait, and that plays both on the defense and offensive side, I would say.
Yeah.
Any other input from you guys?
I was going to say,
No.
Reece.
Jacob put it perfect. I mean,
Nice. So what I like about you guys is you kind of keep it simple and with like the jerseys and everything. Like I'm not seeing a new Razorback jersey every event,
but there'll be some new ones for this event. Don't
There'll
worry.
be some
Yeah,
new ones.
coming up. Yeah,
Get something fresh in.
we get 2 sets a year, so you'll see us wearing for about half a year.
Okay.
Ruthless does a great job. We try not to get too fancy with it. The new ones coming up will be a little spicy.
Okay.
But yeah, our normal MO is just just a real clean look. But yeah, we try to focus more on playing, than the fashion side of things, I would say.
Yeah. There's a lot of teams that
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
except when blue jeans are involved, huh?
No,
Yeah, true. An oxymoron right there.
I definitely would say we're a headstrong team. Like we know what we're doing. We have a goal in mind, and we're definitely goal oriented. It's one of those things. You don't want to back a pig into a corner, man.
Yeah.
So what did you guys or did you watch the 3-man thing and what did you guys think about it? If you did.
I liked that it was so fast paced. It was crazy. But I don't know. I liked it. I still think 5-man's always going to be like, the superior. I think 3-man's always going to be like that step down kind of from 5-man. But it was actually really cool to see all the pros play 3-man and how fast paced it was. Points for like 20, 30 seconds. It's crazy.
That was the one thing I will say. It was super fast paced.
And
It's
yeah,
almost like a 2-line sport.
Yeah.
It was wild to watch them spin, get back, get clean, get up. It was insane, but it was still kind of like I feel like for the outside viewer, sometimes that might be a little bit.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
Only thing I don't like about 3-man, which is some people can disagree with, you kill one person off one side, I think you can just run down. It's over at that point. And then like 5-on-5, you kill one person off one side, you still have a chance to win the game and come back. I feel like on 2-on-3s, you lose one body. It's quick.
Yeah. It's
Especially in their division at their level.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I think for paintballers, especially X-ball players or 5-man players, we tend to think of like 3-man as like this, like Reece said, put it like a step back. But I think if paintball is going to start gravitating towards like an outside audience and trying to make that happen, I actually think 3-on-3 is a little bit easier to follow. So I conceptually I like that. I think it's a good step in the right direction. I've got my own personal thoughts on paintball on TV, and I think it's a big step away from what we consider. I think it would be a big change in format, but I think this is a good step in the right direction.
Yeah. I think paintball on TV has been hoisted as this holy grail. And I didn't even have I had to get a YouTube TV subscription just to watch it because I
Yeah,
don't, I got streaming services.
Right.
It was wild, yeah. I was kind of upset because I had Go Sports and I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
yeah. I wish it was on Go Sports too at the same time. That would have been nice.
But yeah, it was. It's an interesting format, but it could definitely do wonders. Yeah, I guess.
I would like
Yeah, in
to see
theory,
the
in theory.
pros do the blitz format, just because I think it moves so quick. And but
I do
still
like the
it's
blitz
5-on-5.
format.
Yeah, that
Andy
would
did
be
a really
very
good job
fun.
on that.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's gonna be fun, and then we're having the 7-man coming out here soon too.
Yeah.
Yep, 7-man blitz.
Yeah, we'll be taking the nets down at PBC not too long. We're gonna be taking it, extending the field to make it like a true, like a what is it called? We're gonna be making it like a true NRPPL.
MPPL.
Yeah, NPPL. I always get that. I'm terrible at getting those letters in an order. But yeah, they're going to do that. So we're going to be taking that and extending the field and then making it true field size. So that's going to be pretty
Nice.
cool. We'll have that at PBC.
Is it
Yeah,
uncapped? Semi?
semi-uncapped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
semi.
it's going to be semi-auto, uncapped, or 15 BPS. They're not exactly sure. Is what I've tried to touch base with Tyler earlier and Andrew to make sure they're not 100% sure yet what they're going to do, but it's going to be one of those through the cycle. And then it'll be played. It will be the blitz format. So basically, it'll be the teams playing each other 3 times round robin style.
Wait, 3 minutes in the 7-7?
No.
time?
I would say we had more
minutes
time.
at least.
That was the only thing.
3
Like
minutes is
that's
No,
fast
that'd be
paced.
5. I
55,
hope it's
okay.
semi-uncapped, to be honest, because we were out there the other weekend, Hunter, and these guys, along with everyone else who has not been playing for that long, could not ramp the gun fast at all.
No, I was maybe going 10 at most.
I was just like, oh, it is going to be on when we get into the 7-man. But equally, there are people much faster than I am, and I will be sitting those games. So,
Oh yeah, some people were shooting it fast last week, and that was crazy.
yeah, we had a shocker out there from one of our local guys on Underground, and I mean, it had a little bit of debounce to it, but
A little bit.
I mean, dude, I was hitting like at least 15,
Wow.
16
Okay.
maybe.
It's
yeah,
fast.
I mean,
It'd be scary
Claus-
out there. That's all I'm saying.
Claus made me look a little slow. He was probably peaking at like 17. That it was kind of wild.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I just don't
yeah.
know. I don't know how you do it. I don't get it.
Years
Rhythm.
of walking around with a gun in my
Logan, you
hand,
couldn't do it either.
annoying my household, man.
I
12
feel
years
a bit.
old, just
I shot faster than you.
doing this
Yeah.
all day.
It's sitting there just doing it on your leg all the time.
Yeah, just the muscle memory. So yeah, I mean, nowadays it's funny because you really don't need to have that skill set. I mean, if you want to enact the ramping quicker, yeah, having that little bit of burst. But I mean, what, you hit 5 balls per second and you're good.
Yeah.
And most people have known nothing else, for the last decade plus, and so or longer, really. I mean, way longer at this point. So yeah, I mean, I just it's a lost skill, but it'll come in handy at the 7-man coming up.
Yeah. Well, and it's different than a mechanical trigger too.
Yeah,
Like it's
Yeah.
the two don't always transfer. So,
right. Yeah.
but that'll be an interesting one to see how it goes. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna make it or not. I really want to, but I gotta check my schedule and find a team. So, what date is that, Logan? So everyone knows they can go
I think
sign
it's in
up.
October.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
definitely
October.
October.
Yeah.
I think it's mid-October.
Okay.
I'm going to say like the 13th or 14th, something like that.
The 7-man is in
I'll check real
September.
quick.
The 7-man's in September,
Yeah,
the
the 5
Blitz is in...
it's August 30th.
and the final blitz is in October. The 5-man one.
Yeah. October 19th is the 7-man, and then the 31st is the
Yeah,
5-man Blitz.
Okay.
yeah, he's got it right.
Is that okay? Is the 7-man going to be a 1-day event or?
It should be.
Yeah, it'll be one day, yeah.
I don't think it would run on. Yeah, only the 10-man.
They almost got through it in 1 day, 1 year.
Oh man, yeah, that was a good one.
But Okay, so what's the and you guys at this point are kind of like a staple up in Greensboro as far as the team goes. Any like is that the plan just to keep being the Razorbacks up there and keep going?
Yeah, I definitely don't think we're satisfied with what we've done this year. So we want to definitely, we know where we know where we can play. We know what we can do in a tournament. We just want to solidify that within ourselves and actually like consistently do it. Being top 10 team is one thing. We want to be a top 1 team.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And our core group has existed since the beginning. Honestly, we've had the same 6, core guys from the start still be a part of the team. And we've just, had some moving pieces here and there, but we've settled in for the last 3 years with our roster. So, I mean, that's another thing going for us is like, we're all, I think, riding this wave of like, we want to just keep playing with each other. Like for a lot of us, this is like most, if not all, of like our serious paintball career. So I think we're gonna ride this wave as long as we can.
Nice. And Jacob, were you coaching them when they were a college team still, or?
So they met in college, but they weren't actually the Razorbacks yet. They met a few of the guys at NC State. And so I actually knew Andy and Tyler, who were a couple of the dudes that really were the ones, headwaying the formation of this team when it was sprouting, just the idea and piecing together the people. So I've known them for years, but the other guys were the ones that they had met at State and played club paintball with. And then people like Reece, were outside of that, original members. Andy and Tyler had approached me and asked if I would coach, and of course I said yes. I'm huge advocate for local paintball. I love helping people get better, and so them asking me was all it really took. And I told them I'd play some, so here and there, probably like every, what would you say, Reese? Like every like third event, I probably play.
Every third event, yeah. Every 2 or 3 events,
Yeah.
you hop in and play.
Yeah, I'd have to scratch the itch, and because I was coming out of a weird time in paintball, and was having a really good time just playing for fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would play here and there with them, but mostly coaching, and that was just me kind of floating around them, guiding them in the right direction. I've never been an authoritative coach. I definitely think, it's I can hand you a fish and tell you go out there, do this, look this way, shoot here, blah 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 blah. But like when things don't work out ideally, you don't know what to do because I've told you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to teach them to fish, and that's what I've always done. So I've just tried my best to give them my version condensed down, of the fast track way to learn team paintball, because I've been part of way more teams that have failed than succeeded. So I've learned really well how things should not be done, at least. And I think the Razorbacks has been an amazing program. I don't like to call it a project 'cause it's not like I started it, but in my mind, kind of being that outside eye in, it was a way for me to kind of test run, like depositing my knowledge onto some people and seeing how it goes. And it took us some time, but we've done a lot of what we set out to do, and we're very proud of I think the achievements we've made and the goals that we've tackled.
Well, so what is I mean, you guys are in it. You're D3 is kind of like the more serious side of paintball, right? What advice would you give to like a local D5 guy that wants to go that far?
You guys are more recent to it, so
So my thing, when I see a lot of like newer teams that go to NXL or start playing NXL and start going up in divisions, will get discouraged really bad about doing bad their first tournament. The Razorbacks, our first tournament in NXL last year in Texas, I believe we went 0-2-2. And I mean, it's really discouraging when you do that bad at NXL. It makes you want to not play anymore. Like, oh, this league's terrible. I don't want to do this ever again. You do that bad. Just stay with it. Stay with it. Keep practicing. Keep going back. Repetitive. Just keep putting in that work, getting better. Keep going back. Even if you do slightly better in the next tournament, just keep going. And that's what we did last year. We slowly did better every tournament until we got the cup. We did really, really, really good. And same thing with this year. Besides last tournament, we've gotten better every tournament. So my thing would just be to stick with it, even if you do absolutely terrible the event. And sometimes you guys have a bad event, and then just got to keep going.
Yeah, and I agree with Reese. And on an individual level, I think just grinding. I think being present at your local field, you're going to get noticed. People are going to have to, recognize that you're out there. And if you are getting better, then it's going to be undeniable that you're becoming a good player. So if you are, D5, D4, whatever, and trying to make that next step, just be out there and, on off weekends where it's not a layout or not a tournament coming up, try to see if you can mix in with some guys that you might think are better, even if you find yourself playing against them some points, and with them some points. I think just exposing yourself to some of that higher caliber play is the best thing you can do on an individual level.
And that's how like most of the Razorbacks got picked up. People that weren't the core group, everyone got picked up not from tryouts. We've never done tryouts or nothing. We've always done just like people that are local and have played and like showing that they want to put that work in. That's how we pick people up. Showing you want to put that effort in.
If you're out there every weekend and we need a person, there's a very good chance the Razorbacks are going to be approaching you about practicing with us or playing with us. And even if it's not for a roster role, we love to build our practice squad. Some people want to do it by choice. Some people want to do it because they want to potentially have a position on our team. And we're of course transparent with everyone when it comes to things like that. But man, we absolutely love having great players to practice against. I mean, that's how you stay sharp as a program, is having great competition at your local scene. And if we weren't picking up local players and helping them, and them doing the right things by being out there and wanting to expose themselves to these better players, then it would never happen.
I agree with what they said, but you definitely need to be ready for the ups and downs of paintball. Paintball is one of the most brutal, gut-checking sports. Like I said before, it is one of those things that'll make you question after your first time going out there and trying it. But it's one of these things. This is one of those sports where every little thing matters. So not having pit help can be one thing. Not having enough staff, not having enough pods, not having someone getting the pods. I mean, every little thing comes into it. So it's one of those things like you have to learn. Yeah, preparedness is one of those things. People's flights being on time, everyone making sure they're checking in, the weather, being able to play, everything comes into factors. But it's one of those things you just can't give up. If this is something you truly want, you show up at the field, put in the work, people will notice you. People will ask you to come back around. I mean, it's one of those things. I'm living proof of that, honestly. I mean, that's the only thing I can say. I asked questions, showed up, played every weekend, wanted to play with whoever's in front of me. Don't be afraid. It doesn't matter if they're semi-pro and you're a D6. Get out there on the field, and when they shoot you, ask them, "Wait, what did I do wrong? What can I do better? Is this look right? Does this look wrong?" I mean, that's one of those things. It transitions, and people see it coming down the line, and they want to help you, and they want to show you how to get better. I mean, that's the only thing I could say, because I've had numerous people from pro players all the way down to the people I play with in and out every day that have showed me leaps and bounds that have helped me come and be the player I am now. But it's one of those things. It's definitely a grueling sport, so be ready for the highs and the lows and the little mistakes. And then it's one of those things. This is 5 people playing together, so you have to make sure that your core group of people is together. You can't have 5 guys ready to play and 4 guys that are maybes. You really need to make sure you have a good synergy with your team. That's the one thing, like they were saying, like the one thing I will say about the Razorbacks is the way like we all vibe together in a sense. Like it's like a family. It's one of those things, like if you come out there and we feel like you're part of the family, you'll definitely get invited to come back to the cookout and stuff. So it's one of those things. And PBC is like that too. We have a lot of undercover people that come play out there here and there. Jared Lackey, Chris Shear, Jackson Rudy from Wrecking Crew. We have Tommy Hawkins that plays out there, so he brings a couple of these guys out there. Pretty sure you're going to
Elliot Weaver.
Yeah, Elliot Weaver was there last year a bunch. The Heroines, all kinds of people. I know we're going to have some Wrecking Crew guys coming to the 10-man too, and I'm sure we have a couple other pros coming because they always do to come play 10-man because everybody loves
Kyle Bowen from Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure, last year I think we have Silos, Cortez, Chris Shear on Scrappy Dogs.
Chris Lennon,
all them boys are good.
Yeah, Rob Velez. And finding tournaments like the 10-man, not to, promote that too hard, although I do love it. So I am kind of purposely promoting it a little bit.
Promote it all you want. Like, I'm a big fan.
Technically, same with the Blitz. You have these open division tournaments, at least in our state, and I'm sure other scenes have it. You have these open divisions, and that's your way to kind of put yourself in a more serious role, not just the average Saturday or Sunday at your field, but you've paid an entry. You're looking at some prizes and hoping you get them, and and you're getting to play against people that are really good, but it doesn't always necessarily murder your rank, because at least in our scene, again, a lot of our open divisions actually only equate to like D4 points. If you're lucky enough and fortunate enough to have situations like that, I can't stress it enough how far that will go. Because there's a difference between your average weekend at your local field and playing in a tournament. There's just a different vibe about it. There's a different mentality going into it. And to piggyback on that, just play as many tournaments as you can. The more experience you get, even if you're losing or doing not that well, if you're taking the next step up, like that's all just going to go into the bank, and you'll utilize it later.
Watch if you really want to be good. Watch as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Study.
Yep.
Like anything else. A lot of these guys.
Videos, yeah. I mean, you got it all nowadays.
I got 5.5, 6 years of paintball. Jacob's got 20 years. The amount of situations.
This podcast.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, weird text. Well, we're right there. We'll cap it. You guys drop some good knowledge. Shout out the pit crew real quick, because you guys are an XL team. So how you doing with the pit crew?
Man, so it's floating a little bit. Yeah, we have some core guys. Sean Mass is our homie, but we also have plenty of other people. Yeah, he tries. He's just one of the local guys, man. He travels with us as much as he can. One of our teammates that has been on the injured list, Steven Gunderson, has also done what he can when he can to help us out. Reese's parents, the Coxes, man, they're freaking awesome. So our pit crew is very close to home. We try our hardest to get people like that, because they're just an extension of the team.
We had my girlfriend.
We love it. Yeah,
she was killing it.
Yeah, we try to avoid putting our loved ones to work, but they're our loved ones for a reason. So we use them when we need them, and man, we can't express how much a pit crew aids you when you're at the NXL. I mean, you just can't do it alone. No matter how big your roster is, like you got to focus on the playing. So shouts out for sure to our pit crew.
I wish we knew the two Dynasty guys' names. I wish I could remember their shout-outs. I wish I knew their Instagrams off the top of my head. Those dudes helped us out a lot last year. They were the best.
Yeah.
They were there with us during Cup. They have the best pod runners in the game right there.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely a family affair. A lot of the PPC guys, if they're able to be there at the tournaments and show up, they really do show up. And we try and show out for each other too.
Yeah.
They've been a little bit more stricter on it this year about being in pits and stuff, though. So they like to check it beforehand. Yeah, you gotta be a little sneaky. Yeah, the last event was a little weird.
Yeah, especially on Sundays, they start actually checking their IDs, and so yeah, your pit crew's got to be
rostered.
Yeah.
Well, shout out the sponsors one time, and we'll take this out for the night.
Shout out to Ruthless and Everkim Caulk and PBC and Kinetic.
Yep.
And Kinetic.
We appreciate you guys, of course. Yep, best sponsors.
Well, hey, thanks for coming on, and we'll have to do other one after the end of the season. Or I could go win, and we'll do another one after the next event. Yeah. So, all right, boys. Well, I gotta stop it, and we'll just hang out for a second.
Thanks for tuning in to the Planet Paintball Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Whether you're out there grinding in the divisional pits or chasing dreams on the pro stage, remember, it's all about the passion, the hustle, and the love for the sport. Shout out to 1023 Sportswear for sponsoring the show. Don't forget to use code Planet Paintball at checkout for 20% off your order. Gear up, save big. Until next time, keep grinding, keep growing, and we'll see you back here on the Planet Paintball Podcast